Hey, my name is Nathan Hernandez. I'm 21 years old. I'm from El Paso, Texas. It all started off when I was a teenager in high school, a sophomore. I had just moved back to El Paso from a small town in like South Texas, and I started going to a youth group called Revolution Youth Movement. And it was through this youth movement that I encountered God. I grew up in church my whole life. I grew up in a Christian family, so I was around it all my life, but I didn't know it for myself. And so all my life growing up, I sought God, I sought the reality of God, and I could never really find it. And it wasn't until I came to this one youth movement. We call it a youth movement because it wasn't just like another church. It was different. It was a culture of young adults, young people like me at that time who loved God wholeheartedly, and I'd never seen that before. I remember one summer in 2008, my youth pastor brought me to Dallas to come to YFN, and it was there that I truly encountered the love of God. I'd never felt that before. I'd never felt His presence. I'd never been baptized in the Spirit. I never really knew who God was. And so it was here that I encountered Him for the first time. I felt His love. I felt His presence. I felt Him change my life. I got filled with the Spirit. I remember I had my first vision. It was crazy. I was on the floor just bawling my eyes out, and the Lord was just ministering to me. And He was just cleaning me up of all my filth, of all my past. He was just cleaning it all up, just wiping the slate clean. And so through that in 2008, the Lord put in my heart, hey, you're going to come to CFNI. You're going to go into full-time ministry. I remember that scared me so much because growing up, I was always afraid that if I really gave my life to God, He'd send me off to some third world country. And me, a little American kid, I was scared of that. I was scared that He was going to make me a missionary, which is funny because I love people now. Like I love missions. I love the thought of going out and freeing people and helping people and doing all that stuff, not just staying in the United States. So it's funny that happened. But He told me, you're going to be in full-time ministry. You're going to come to CFNI. And I was like, okay. I came here, started my first year at CFNI. I was here for 2 years. God completely changed my life, and I'm never going to be the same. And so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm in worship major at CFNI. It's the best decision I ever made. I love it. It ministers to me every single day. The things that we discuss, the depth, the rich theology of what worship truly is, what it looks like. What do we need to aim for while we're worshiping the Lord? How to be a good steward of His presence, all that stuff. I believe that this is going to shape my future in ways that I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know what my future is going to look like. All I know is God's using this, and I'm simply obeying. I'm simply taking these little steps at a time to fulfill His calling on my life. Through this worship major, after I graduate, me and my girlfriend, once we get married, we hope to go out to places like Amsterdam, to go out to places like India, and we want to get girls out of sex trafficking. We want to get women out of sex trafficking. We want to get the kids in India off the streets. We want to be able to do all these things, and it's crazy because I never would have wanted to do that. I was always afraid that if I ever started serving God, that this is what I would be doing. And it's funny because it's what I want to do. I want to be able to lead people in worship, lead people into encountering the love of God, freeing the oppressed, allowing God to use me to bring the kingdom here on earth. So all of that to say, this is just a small piece of my story. I don't know what the future holds. I don't know what God has in store. All I know is I'm going to obey Him, and I'm pressing after the things that He's told me to do, and I'm going after it full-hearted. My name is Nathan Hernandez. This is my story.